Hey, boss.
Hey, hey, Curtis.
Hey, how we doing, Oz?
Oh, we're doing just fine. How are you this week?
Doing great. What movie we watching this week?
This week, we've got a movie marriage of Raoul Dahl's The Landlady, starring the lead singer of The Sounds.
Okay.
Meets Backdraft
All right.
with The Frighteners
All right.
and The People Under the Stairs. This week, we're watching Last Night in Soho.
The lead singer of The Sounds was in a movie?
I don't know, but I thought Ellie, when she went blonde, looked like the lead singer of The Sounds.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, she looks exactly like her.
Yeah.
I thought you were actually referencing something.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. Are you familiar with Raoul Dahl's The Landlady, the short story?
I am not. No.
Okay. Well, having taught sixth grade for as long as I did, it is a spoiler alert for a 50-year-old story.
Yeah.
It's a story about a person in England looking for a place to rent, and then as they're there, they start to realize things are a little odd. This landlady in the story is big into taxidermy. We'll come to find out she basically poisons her renters in tea, and then taxidermies their body and stores them upstairs. And so I was like, once that big twist, spoiler alert, happens at the end, I'm like, oh, this is just like that Roald Dahl story. It's a really cool short story. And it's like I said, it's not real long, and we would do it I would do a short story unit every year around in October. And so this would be one, this and like Shirley Jackson's The Lottery, and the kids would just be like, whoa. Like, yeah, this is the guy that wrote James and the Giant Peach and Willy Wonka, the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
And The Landlady, starring a murderous landlady. It was a fun story, but yeah, that's my movie marriage.
Yeah, some fun ones in there.
Yeah, you said you had one. What did you have?
This is just I didn't fully form the movie marriage, but with it being your week, but possibilities for me. I would Mulholland Drive.
Good one.
Insomnia.
Another good one.
Death Proof. Just for Enter the Dragon, just because of all the mirrors.
Oh, a lot of mirrors. Yeah,
a lot of mirrors. And Primary Colors. Just being very literal about it.
At one point when Jenny and I were watching, she there towards the end, she's like, I almost put Drag Me to Hell in my movie marriage.
Yeah, that would have been good too.
She had mentioned that. She goes, this is like Drag Me to Hell with all the hands. And I'm like, so welcome back, listeners and viewers, to another episode of Let's Talk About Flicks, the podcast where we take a monthly theme. We are 4/5 of the way through last movies month.
80%.
That's right. I'm one of your hosts, Oz.
I'm the other host, Curtis.
And before we get going too far, we want to give a shout out to our swinging 60s all-stars, John S., Aaron A., Mandy K., Melissa L., Colin K., and Lyle M. Thank you one and all for your patronage. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment down below, and you hit that notification bell and
do all the things.
No, we really do. We really do appreciate it as we've moved that message from the end of our hour-plus long videos to the beginning. So hopefully you see it and you're like, you know what? I probably should subscribe just to help feed the algorithm.
Yes, get it out there.
Yeah. So
we want to be globally dominant.
Yes, we do.
Let's talk about the world.
Let's do it. So, all right, let's talk about Flicks episode 217.
Wow. It's my lucky number, 217.
Yeah, mine too. Me too.
Me too. Hey, boss.
So, Last Night Soho, Edgar Wright film.
Yeah.
Is it most recent one?
Well, the Running Man sequel.
Oh yeah, that's right.
At the time of this recording, the Running Man sequel just came out a couple of weeks ago.
That is true. That is true. Actually, no, it's not even close to his. Yeah, I guess so. He had two of them in 2021. He had a documentary called The Sparks Brothers. Not to confuse with the Marx Brothers.
Oh yeah, was that about Hal Sparks?
I think so. Yeah. And
he actually doesn't have any siblings.
No. So just that's all it is. Hal Sparks and his fictitious brothers. Last Night in Soho was the most recent prior to this year's The Running Man. You are correct. So who's in this movie?
There's not a huge cast for this one. Again, it's your week, so you get the plot. We have Thomasin McKenzie as Ellie, a college student, grew up in rural southern England and moved to London to go to fashion college. We have Sandie, Ellie's
Sandie.
Sandie. We got Sandie, her sort of alter ego ish, sort of in a way. A 60s singer dancer. She's trying to get into that scene in London, and her and Ellie share a lot. Very, very literally share bodies, share experiences. Yeah.
Don't ask us to explain it, because I'm going to try my best, but it's tricky.
Very supernatural film in a lot of ways too. And yet the more, you don't want to think too hard about how it works.
Right.
We have Matt Smith. We have a Doctor Who as Jack. He is the manager of Sandie in the 60s, as well as several other young females in the Soho area of London.
And because he's white, we call him something different. We call him a manager.
Yes, it's a manager. That's what it says in Wikipedia. It says the teddy boy manager.
Right.
As opposed to pimp.
As opposed to pimp.
We have Rita Tushingham as Peggy, Ellie's grandmother. We have Synnøve Carlson as Jocasta, Ellie's roommate at the beginning of the film, and also as a classmate of hers, kind of her nemesis in some ways. I'll mention two more here. We also have Terrence Stamp. Yes, that Terrence Stamp as quote unquote the silver-haired gentleman who may or may not be the older version of another character.
Right.
And then we have Diana Rigg. Yes, folks, that Diana Rigg of the Avengers as Ellie's landlord, Miss Collins.
Yeah. Like you said, a lot of people, but a small you need to know him cast.
Yeah.
There are some others in there. Michael Ajo is John, which I'll get to this a little bit later, but there's almost too many characters that don't mean anything in this movie.
Sure.
Like it's bizarre, and I'll get to it. So I do have the plot this week.
Plot device characters.
Yeah. A little bit of let's move things along characters.
Sure.
So again, you've got the cast, I've got the plot, and the plot of this one is something like
it is. Well, as we teased at the end of last week, this is a modern day Giallo movie.
Yeah.
And made famous in the 70s in Italian horror cinema.
Yeah. And weird, because when we discussed Giallo last week, I was expecting more traditional Giallo of who's the man with the black gloves on killing. And while there is some killing in this movie, we'll get to that. It's definitely much more supernatural Giallo than some of your traditional like precursor to slasher Giallo movies.
Would you consider Black Christmas to be Giallo?
Yes. I definitely would consider, for two reasons. One, we see the killer do the killing, but we don't know who it is. And two, it has John Saxon in it.
That's true. If it's got John Saxon in it, it's Giallo.
It's Giallo.
Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Giallo.
Yeah. He's not in part 2. He's not in part 2. He's in part 1 and 3.
3. Okay, I get mixed up.
1, 3, and 7. Because I am a nerd. I'm a Freddy nerd.
I'm just gonna slink off camera.
No, that's fair. No, it's fair though. At least you kept it in the first third of the films. But anything with John Saxon's Giallo. I think he was in. Was he in Enter the Dragon? Giallo.
Yeah, Giallo.
Asian Giallo. Which, ironically enough, Giallo is Italian for yellow.
Yeah.
And Bruce Lee wears a lot of yellow with that.
He does wear a lot of yellow with that movie.
So there you go. They took it literally.
Yes.
So this movie, Last Night in Soho, starts out in southern England.
Yes.
Redruth, Cornwall. So we meet Ellie as we get a very stylistic entrance for Ellie. She comes into her bedroom. We see a silhouette with light behind her in a dark hallway as she's dancing to some 60s tunes. Great soundtrack to this film, by the way.
Yes, amazing soundtrack.
But it's an Edgar Wright film, so what's to be expected?
Mm-hmm.
And she flips it on, and she is very much dancing in a high fashion. You think this is probably the 60s, honestly.
Yeah.
The way
you just think the film is set in the 60s.
Yes, the way she's moving, the way she's dressed, the music. She's very Audrey Hepburn-esque.
Yes.
And turns out, no, she just is in love with the 60s.
Yeah.
She is sweet, she's naive, and she's struggling with the seemingly like 12-year absence of her mother.
Yeah.
And so she has dreams to become a fashion designer. Her mother was a fashion designer and committed suicide when Ellie was 7. Ellie's raised by her grandmother, and grandma brings home the mail and reveals that she's been accepted to go to London to the London College of Fashion.
Yeah.
So she's
the LCF.
Yeah, that's right. So she's very excited to go. Grandma's a little hesitant.
Yeah, because she knew what happened to mom.
Right.
Mom went from rural England to the big city, and
she's kind of warning her, London is a lot. Are you sure you're ready? She's like, of course I'm ready. And takes her records and takes her socks and pumps it all in. And seems like 3 minutes later, she's gone.
Yeah.
Ellie talks to her dead mother in the mirror. She sees reflections of her mother in the mirror. Talks to her. Grandma's aware of this.
Yeah. Grandma is very aware and accepts that this is a part of Ellie's being. I don't know. They never really get into if Grandma really believes it or if she's just trying to sort of, validate.
Just kind of placate and accept that this is how you cope and you but you are doing okay otherwise. So if this is our tick, so be it.
Yeah, and it's not harmful to Ellie in any way.
Nope, not at all.
So it's not to the point that she needs, like medical intervention or anything like that. And Grandma, I think, kudos to Grandma for recognizing that and letting Ellie cope the way she needs to cope.
But Ellie also lies to Grandma about it. Asks her, have you seen her? And of course, we know she's seen her. And she's like, I've seen her in ages. Like, nope. So Ellie goes to London. We get a fun beat where she's like first one on the train. That's how far south in England she is. She's so far south in England that she's the first one on the train to London. The train fills up. She's listening to, again, more 60s music because, again, it's an Edgar Wright film. Music is going to play a big part. And she ends up in London. And it is as overwhelming as she did not anticipate. Like,
it's incredibly busy.
Yes.
People everywhere, sounds everywhere. Yes. Very overwhelming.
Very, very much so. She finds her room in the dorm. Ellie meets her roommate, Jocasta, who's super fashionable, assumingly is there to be a model. Of course, Ellie is not. She said, I'm a designer. Ellie has worn clothes she's designed, which we really, really quickly established that Jocasta's a cool kid and Ellie's not a cool kid.
No.
Because Jocasta decides she's not a cool kid.
Yeah.
And
Jocasta's horrible.
She's awful. She's an awful human being.
She's the worst.
She really is a terrible person.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter because the only reason she's there is to show Ellie she doesn't belong. So Ellie decides to leave.
Yeah. Very, very quickly.
Very quickly. Like they go out one night. Ellie overhears. I mean, Jocasta does include her, come along with us, but mainly to be the pincushion of the jokes. Yeah. Ellie's going to the bathroom, pulls her feet up, overhears Jocasta just railing on her, about her to her friends, and decides I've had enough.
So good on Ellie for getting out of there.
Yeah,
and not even trying to make something that clearly isn't going to work.
Right. Don't know if her life got better because of it, but but we also meet John, who is like
the world's nicest guy.
Very large smile John has. Yeah. He's also plays the role of like token minority in the movie, which it's fine. Like he's not played up that way, but this is a extremely Caucasian cast, except for John. Especially when you get to Sandie, who was like literally seems to be made of porcelain. Like,
Anya Taylor-Joy has a very distinct look.
She's a very white person, and that's completely in hue. That's not, that's not in character or personality choice. That is just sheer.
Yes, that's the Crayola box.
That is the color palette she was born with. Is anti-sun. So yeah, John is kind to her, but it doesn't matter. Ellie is out, and she sees a postcard fall on the floor. Miss Collins has a room to rent. So Ellie goes and speaks to Miss Collins. Miss Collins sets some ground rules. I need 2 months up front. I need 2 months security deposit. No men after 8 o'clock. Just basically. And Ellie's like, I promise I will be the model person.
Yeah. I mean, and she's looking for a safe, quiet place.
Yes, that's all she wants.
So those rules don't bother her at all.
No, not at all. So she's totally on board with it. That night she goes to bed and falls into an extremely vivid dream where she's back in the 60s.
Yeah.
And she basically is she is pursuing the 60s in the body of Sandie. We know this because there are 70,000 mirrors in Soho.
It's just a fun house. That's what Soho's known for. It's just a fun house.
It's just fun house capital of the world.
It is. Yeah. There's those.
You can get in, but you'll never get out.
No. You can't find your way out.
No. You don't know.
Like that Key and Peele sketch where it's like the cop of the serial killer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's waving the gun and he ends up waving it right.
Oh, Key and Peele's so great.
But he just doubles down.
Yeah.
No, that's not me.
And so we see this is probably the most visually stunning portion of the film is this first night.
Well, it's also very hopeful and empowering and seductive.
Oh yeah. You have somebody who has longed for the 60s.
Yeah. Finding
themselves in the 60s.
Yeah, and living the best part of it.
Yes. Living the first night in the 60s. Where she is Sandie. Sandie is everything Ellie is not. She is confident. She knows what she wants. She's ambitious.
Yeah, assertive.
That's where I was going to go next is, she speaks her mind. Like, she stands up for herself. Everything Ellie is not. So Ellie goes along for the ride.
Yeah.
And Sandie basically comes into the Café de Paris, and I'm going to be your new headliner. You need to go talk to that guy at the end of the bar. It's Jack.
Yeah. So
she goes, Jack, I'm a singer and a dancer. Well, you want to prove it? So they get out. Yeah. They have this just amazingly shot
the dance sequence. Yeah.
Where Jack is dancing with Sandie and spins, and next thing you know, it's Ellie, and cuts to this, and I saw a behind the scenes video of how they filmed that, and if they did it in one take, to get it in one take probably took 50, because there's no camera trickery. It's all shot in camera.
Yeah.
And you see it overhead in this behind the scenes of the camera spinning as, is it Matt Smith? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. As Matt Smith is basically, the camera's over his shoulder as Anya Taylor-Joy and Thomasin McKenzie are just ducking behind people. It's so cool to watch. If I'll find the link and I'll send it to you, just because it's just as cool to watch it being filmed as it because it's impressive to see these two ladies constantly duck and dive and be ready for the next time they need to flow in.
Edgar Wright was throwing wrenches at them the whole time.
You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball. Poor Key Grip. He's leaving electric cables all over the place.
It's everywhere. People slipping on wrenches.
Camera spins so much, like the cameraman's all like mummified and cable. Okay. And so, But yeah, so it's just this high octane, energetic night where Sandie and Jack start a relationship. They're like, they go make out in like a cloak, like a coat closet or a phone booth or whatever. But of course, there's always a mirror. So we're always seeing Ellie also getting what Sandie's getting, including waking up the next morning with a hickey.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. So Ellie's got this new drive. Like, she's got a focus. She draws Sandie. She's replicating her clothes.
Yep.
Not only on herself, but this is what she wants to design. Like,
it's incorporating into her class and in her academic work.
And she's getting a lot of praise for it. Of course, Jocasta is ripping on her for it because it's Jocasta.
Yeah, that's what she does.
Ellie can't get through her days fast enough because she's hopeful that as soon as I go back to sleep, I'm right back in dreamland with Sandie. And she does. So the next night, we're back in the 60s, and Jack takes Sandie to the Rialto, a different nightclub where you're going to audition, and she does audition. Really wasn't the greatest audition, if you ask me. Like, she was fine, but it's like, that's all you had. You're just going to stand there and sing. You're not going to dance or anything. And so, she has the audition, and she's of course, Sandie. And she's excited because Jack's like, you're going to start here. Like, it's better. You got to start somewhere, so Sandie's very excited for the opportunity, takes Jack back to her room. Turns out that Sandie is in the same room that Ellie is renting.
Yeah.
Hence, realistically, the only thing that makes sense for their lives to intersect.
Yeah. So about 50, 55 years prior. Yeah.
There was a Keanu Reeves movie. I can't, and Dennis Quaid movie Frequency would have been a good one to fill in for this too, where like he speaks to his son through the TV from a different time frame. I think it was Keanu Reeves movie where there was a mailbox where they would write a letter.
I know what you're talking about. Point Break.
Point Break.
It's Point Break. Yep.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. That's it.
Station.
That's the one.
That's it.
The Lake House or something. I don't know.
Something. Yeah, I remember.
But it was definitely this like big budget Lifetime movies. Much what it was.
The Postman Always Rings Twice.
Yeah. But that's what it was. It was The Postman. That's what it was.
There's a lot of Costner.
Yeah, that's what it was. He was the one.
He was the mailbox.
Yeah, he would take your mail, and then he would be the one to travel through time to deliver it to the person.
He would. He and Will Patton, I think, was in that too.
That's what it was. So.
No, Will Patton was the mailbox. Sorry,
he was the mailbox.
He was the mailbox.
He's got more range than Costner. He could play a mailbox.
Well, he's a character actor, and his character was a mailbox.
All those years of being a tree and like school plays really
finally paid off.
So Sandie takes Jack back to her room, and so Ellie feels an even deeper connection here. Like, she's really inspired by Sandie's perseverance and Sandie's willingness.
Incredibly inspired.
Goes and dyes her hair blonde, changes her fashion style to match Sandie's, realizes she can't afford any of this. So she goes and gets a job at a pub, not just at a pub, at the downstairs bar of a pub.
Yeah.
Like this pub's got an upstairs bar and a downstairs bar.
Yeah.
And Sandie, you're going to go work the downstairs bar. Here she meets the silver-haired man, played by
Terrence Stamp.
Yeah. Of Superman 2 fame.
Yes, and also the Postman. That's why they hired him.
Yeah,
for his last name.
That too, yeah.
There
is a through line here.
Yeah, your last name is Stamp. You're on board.
Come on, we got Will Patton. We need you. We couldn't get Will Patton as the mailbox, so we had to get Terrence Stamp.
Terrence Stamp as the stamp.
As the
stamp. So stupid.
It's all right. It's our show. Of course, it's stupid.
It is. It's gonna be stupid.
And so, she meets the silver-haired man. He he makes comments to Ellie about, you look familiar. Like, do I know you?
Before,
yeah, I've seen you before.
Knows that she smokes.
Yeah. Of course, there's no way that he knows who Ellie is. And so, we get this weird, like, she's becoming the modern day embodiment of Sandie, at least what she perceives as the life that Sandie's living. Because as she goes back to Dreamland, she discovers Sandie's not been given the opportunity that Sandie thought she was going to be given. Yes, she is a performer on stage at the Rialto, but she's a backup dancer for somebody else.
Part of like a review kind of thing with an all-male audience.
Exactly. So she's the backup dancer, not wearing she does her part, but you could tell she's disappointed.
She's not selling it with her facial expressions.
No, she confronts Jack about it. Jack basically is like, you got to start somewhere. Meanwhile, I'd like you to meet this person. I'd like you to meet this person. He's basically pimping her out
But I'm with you, Jack. That's okay.
Yeah. She's very naive in that part of like, I thought we were something, Jack. He's like, nah, nope. No, we're not.
Yeah, you thought a lot of things.
Yeah. So all of these older, nasty men with money are
really gross.
Are basically, and Jack is just pimping her out. She doesn't want to go along with it at all and refuses to. And then finally just kind of falls in line. And we start to see, we saw early on, Sandie and Ellie would look at each other in the mirror a lot. Almost like that was their connection. They neither one of them addressed it. Ellie would constantly address Sandie, but like Sandie, it's like, that's the past. That life has already been lived. She's not interacting with Ellie at all, which is fine. Like that I'm glad she didn't, because that would have made it a little bit more convoluted of a plot of like, now you guys have interacted, now you need to work together. And I'm glad that didn't work out. So Ellie is literally just witnessing Sandie live her life as she's just falling apart. So while Ellie is back in her real time, she's starting to see a lot of like ghosts and faceless men, black and white, just almost like Dementors in Harry Potter.
Was that your Frighteners reference?
Yeah, that was my Frighteners reference. Just seeing a lot of just apparitions that resemble Jack. They resemble the nasty old men that she has seen Sandie with. All of them asking what her name is. She gives a different name each time. She's completely not into it. And so she then has a vision and a dream of Jack murdering Sandie.
Yes, very graphically.
Very bloody, very graphic. This movie is categorized as a horror film. It doesn't really turn horror probably till about 45 minutes in. Like don't go into this movie thinking it's going to be like scary, because it's not.
No.
But there are certainly horror elements at play, murder and apparitions and whodunnits and things like that.
Murder.
Murder ball.
Which is also another Edgar Wright movie that I think I just unwittingly referenced Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz.
Murder.
I love Hot Fuzz.
We gotta work that one in at some point.
Yes, for sure. And so this one though is it's a horror, but it's not I would almost put it in the same level of horror as like a Hot Fuzz. Like you're not going to be scared by it, but there are definitely elements at play that definitely they take over the film later.
Hot Fuzz is a lot bloodier than I think most people remember too.
Oh yeah. It's once they kind of unveil that, I think it's pretty graphic. Like painfully graphic.
That big like stone falling on that reporter's head.
Oh man, when he falls forward and gets that spike through the jaw. That's
does anyone have any ice cream? Oh god, Timothy Dalton is the best at that movie.
Oh, Timothy Dalton's great at it. Timothy Dalton of
Flash
Gordon fame.
Flash Gordon's Timothy Dalton.
That's right. Flash Gordon's Timothy Dalton. There would be no James Bond Timothy Dalton without
Flash Gordon Timothy Dalton.
No. And so she's caught visions of Jack murdering Sandie. And she is pretty certain that the silverhead man is Jack.
It's Jack, yeah. Why else would he say that he's familiar with her? Why else
he seems the more she's emulating Sandie, the more familiar he seems to be with her.
Mm-hmm.
So she's pretty certain that this is Jack. She goes to the police. Of course, they laugh it off because why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Like, oh, in my dreams of the 60s, I saw this murder. And I don't fault the police here for being like, okay, ma'am, we'll do what we can.
Yeah. Well, it was a male and female detectives that were interviewing her, and the man, literally laughs it off. Almost had a very similar like Jocasta moment earlier, where it's
very much so.
Like Ellie overhears him in the bathroom, like making fun of her to some of the other cops there. Whereas the female, I think, at least wants to validate her Ellie's feelings.
Yes,
and her perceptions.
I get that too. Yeah,
like I don't think the female completely bought that. The literal parts of how Ellie was describing things, like I'm being transported back to the 60s, but she still recognized that Ellie really believes this is real.
Yeah, she's concerned about her well-being for sure.
And it's worth enough to investigate to make sure Ellie is safe.
Right, yeah. I don't think that the female was actually trying to solve a crime as much as just... this is someone in distress. Yeah, our job is
someone who may be a harm to themselves.
Yeah, our job is to protect and serve. And this person thinks this other person is a murderer. We should probably make sure everything's on the up and up.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, Ellie takes matters into her own hands. She goes to the library and hits the microfiche.
The microfiche. Speaking of Bond films,
no kidding. So she's rolling through old newspapers from the 60s looking for Sandie's murder.
Yeah.
Looking for any report on somebody being murdered in the way she'd been murdered. Instead, she finds story after story after story about local men who have vanished. Easy to overlook that, but once you see the whole movie, then that scene makes a little more sense.
Yeah.
And so she believes that the Sandie murder has just gone unreported. And so now, again, she's taken some agency of herself, and I'm going to go avenge Sandie. Like, the silver-haired man did it. I know he did it.
It's got to be him.
The police don't believe me, but this man did it. So she confronts him. Of course, he denies killing Sandie. Yeah. He actually was at the bar looking for her. She brings up Sandie, and he's like, basically, what about her? Like,
so he recognizes her.
He acknowledges that he's aware who she is. She chases him down. Of course, he's not agreeing to it at all. Like, he's trying to get away from it, which then just makes her even more suspicious. He then gets run over and killed by a car.
Yeah, he does.
As she's kind of there in a panic, worried, because it's like, on one hand, the guy who killed Sandie is now dead, but on the other hand, I didn't really get to prove my point.
She didn't get the answers.
I don't have any closure. Ellie's boss at the pub says, Lindsay's dead, and Ellie's like, that's not Lindsay, that's Jack. And her boss is like, no, his name's Lindsay. Yeah. Which then, of course, Ellie is like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. And then flips through her Rolodex of dreams and realizes, wait a minute, there was another guy that wasn't trying to get in Sandie's pants.
The one guy
that was really trying to help her get out of the situation. Yeah. And the movie helps us realize that that undercover guy from the 60s is our silver-haired man.
Yeah. It was the sequence where there was old man after old man in the same corner.
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? That's
a nice
That's
name.
a nice name. Yeah. And it didn't matter what she said.
Yeah.
Sandie, Alex, whatever.
Yeah. But the one guy kind of, took the script differently. He's like, you're better than this.
Yes. He's trying to help her get out of the prostitution life.
Yeah.
And again, I think the movie points that out for us. There's really no essence that Ellie fully processed that was the same person, other than the movie just showing us that, hey, that guy that just got run over by a car, Terrence Stamp, is really this guy from the past. So, like, at least for us, we got closure.
Yeah.
Ellie has had enough. Like I just watched a guy get run over by a car, and it's kind of my fault. So she goes back to her flat, her room. It knocks on Mrs. Collins's door, and tells her, "I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I promised you I wouldn't be this way. I need to get out of London.
Yeah,
I need some of my deposit back." Like there was a scene earlier where Ellie, and I skipped over John a lot because he's kind of inconsequential. He's just there. But John cares about Ellie. And there was a scene where they went back to her room. This was the whole watching Sandie get murdered. She brings John back to her room after hours.
Against the rules.
And they're getting physical with one another. And Ellie has a waking dream, apparently.
Yeah, like she's on her. Yeah, she's on her back and John's on top, and that's where she sees like in the ceiling, she sees Jack killing Sandie.
Yeah. And so she has the panic attack, and she starts yelling at the dream, which of course John is confused. And so Miss Collins comes up and assumes that John's accosting her and chases him out, anyway, so John's going to give Ellie a ride home.
Yeah.
She's like, "You have a car?" And he's like, "Well, how do you get to North London from South London without a car?" Well, I'm sure there's other modes of public transit, John, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's London. Like, you just take a double-decker bus. Like,
that's they're everywhere. Based on all the movies I see.
Exactly. And so so Ellie pleads with Miss Collins, I'm sorry, I'm gonna leave. I'll pay you back for the mirror that was broken when John's episode or whatever. Miss Collins like, just calm down, drink your tea, and tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
Miss Collins tells her that as I know, because Ellie tells her like, "Hey, somebody up in your room shared a room, but Sandie used to live here, and she was murdered." And Ellie's like, or Miss Collins is like, "Yeah, I know you went to the police because a nice police lady came to check on you." And Ellie pieces together pretty quickly that Sandie is Miss Collins.
Yeah, she's not dead.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it's quite the opposite. She's the one that has been murdered. All of these missing men, these missing local men, were the Johns that were trying, that have basically hired her. She would take them back to her room and she would murder them all and then hide them under the floorboards.
Yeah. Or in the walls.
Or the wall. That room had to smell awful.
Well, there was a line earlier in the movie where she said, like, in the summer, it can kind of smell.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure that's what it is. Yeah. Because Miss Collins said, "I used to work in this place and eventually I bought it." So Ellie then realizes that what she's been seeing was Sandie, who she thought was getting killed by Jack. Jack was going to kill her.
Yeah.
But then Sandie turned the tables and killed him.
Yeah.
And then we see this montage of all these other men that she would bring back to her room and murder.
Yeah.
And then realizes, I'm not feeling so hot. Miss Collins had drugged Ellie's tea to make sure, because Sandie or Ellie, I keep switching the names.
Well, I think you're supposed to get it mixed up. Yeah.
But Ellie's like, I promise I'm not going to tell anybody. She's like, I know you won't.
I know you're not.
And real calm. Like, Diana Rigg's so awesome in this movie.
She's really good.
Like, I know you won't. Well, yeah, because I poisoned your tea. Like, you're not going to do anything. So she's trying to escape, knocks over an ashtray, starts a fire. John comes busting in.
Yeah.
To try, to help. And Miss Collins just stabs him in the belly.
Yeah.
And leaves him for dead. Ellie heads upstairs. Miss Collins chases after her. Keeps flashing back and forth between Diana Rigg and Sandie.
Yeah. Very cool sequence.
Yeah, really cool sequence, because we've seen her flip-flop with Ellie all movie long. But now she's found the real Sandie, Alexandra Collins.
Yeah.
So we get this, like, they're chasing just a lot of Edgar Wright stuff. Like, they're chasing up a glass staircase and it's busting or whatever. Ellie ends up kicking Miss Collins and she falls backwards down the stairs. is then Ellie heads back to the room to get her stuff because I got to get out of here. With this, and the spirits basically attack her. All these faceless apparitions that have been chasing her around London, including Jack.
Yeah.
Basically like pile on her in the room as she's reaching. It's pretty like the end of the Thriller video when Ola Ray is trying to stay safe and all these zombies are busting through the floor and busting through the wall. It's like, that's kind of what it feels like a little bit. They're all closing in on her. She's reaching for the phone as one of the apparitions busts through the wall and just hands it to her.
Yeah.
Hands her the phone, and they just help us. Just help us, like stop her and help us. She realizes then that like, oh, just like the people under the stairs, these people are helping. They're looking for help.
Yeah.
They're not really against me. They're trying to help me figure this out. So naturally, the building's now on massive fire. Miss Collins makes her way in. Ellie confronts her about it, tells her she knows what's up. Miss Collins then goes to try and slit her throat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to end, like, you're right. This is over. I'm done for. Ellie stops her. And basically, I understand why you did it. I know what you did, and I understand why you did it. Like, you're not a bad person.
Yeah.
Yes, you did bad things.
Yes.
But you're not a bad person. Which then Miss Collins has a change of heart. It's like, you get out of here. Yeah. Go save John. Go save yourself.
She just says, like, I'm not going to prison.
Right.
Like, I've been in a prison my whole life.
Yes. I've been imprisoned. So she just sits on the bed and goes up with the place.
Yeah.
Cut to Ellie is now a successful clothing designer. She's got she's got a stage show going with, I think Mogato was there, and Blue Steel. And now Hansel's real hot right now.
He's real hot.
The prime minister of wherever.
Was it Malaysia?
Yeah, Malaysian prime minister.
Was there. Yep.
But no, she's got like 3 outfits.
Yeah.
And they're all basically what Sandie had worn in the 60s. Grandma's there, John's there, everybody's happy with her. She sees her mom smiling at her in a mirror, so she knows that, my mental health also is happy with me. Like, it's not my real mom, but it's just my mental instability is totally cool with me. Sees Sandie in a mirror, and they kind of wink at each other and blow her a kiss, and that's the movie. They kind of touch fingers, and so now she sees her mom and Sandie. And so, and that is Last Night in Soho. All that just happened last night.
That just last night.
Yeah.
That's a lot of things.
Well, you got the time change and
depending on which way you go, the international date line. And,
exactly. So that's Last Night in Soho.
That's Edgar Wright's Last Night in Soho. So, hey, folks, every week Oz and I give our own unique ratings to the film we've been yapping about, Last Night in Soho. Oz, how would you rate this flick?
I'm giving it 9 Dementors.
9 Dementors. I like it.
That's what I'm giving it. What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it just hundreds of men in the floorboards.
Okay. Men in floorboards.
Yes, hundreds of men in the floorboards.
I'll get what I can get.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll get 100, but I'll get what I could get.
I better see hundreds.
What? I should. Well, no. For the sake of the planet, I will find images already on Google for this.
Oh, okay. You're not going to create them.
With the growth of AI, I could, but yeah, you figure the energy it takes to create one image could run a microwave. So
you don't want to add to the slop.
No, I don't. So I'm just going to find men in floorboards and look and look and look. It might take me a while.
Folks. Folks, every week Oz and I scour the interwebs searching for unprofessional reviews that tickle our funny bones, and we hope they tickle yours as well in this week's edition of Outside Insight. Oz, do you have an outside insight?
I have 2. The first one is a half-star review left in September by Elena.
Okay.
Womp womp for men. WTF. No, I support women's rights. Also, there are no stakes for this girl to be this actively involved. Like, she really deserved to be bullied. This was like a made-for-TV movie, and I'll never forgive Anya Taylor-Joy for this.
Sorry, magic.
Yeah, that's right. The other one is a half-star review by Chris Sprandberry as he rewatched this in November.
Okay.
This might be my least favorite film of all time, tied with Yesterday from 2019. I am more than willing to discuss why I dislike this film so much. Anyone who wants to know is welcome.
And
I'm not telling you. Ask me. Ask me.
Nope.
I got a kick out of that. I'm going to write a review inviting you to ask me what I think.
To ask me for more reviews.
That's right.
It's a choose your own adventure review.
Subscribe and follow to
my reviews.
Yeah, that's right. Drop your email address and I'll send you the rest of my thoughts.
Hop into my DMs and I'll give you the rest of the story.
So I thought those two were quite fun.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah, stupid Anya Taylor-Joy. It's all your fault.
It's all your fault.
So what do you got?
I've got 2 as well, each from the Internet Movie Database, and each 2 out of 10 reviews.
Okay.
The first one left in May of 2022 from John P. Mosley with the subject line, "What a stinker." As opposed to "Ain't I a stinker?"
Exactly. Bugs Bunny left
written
this
by Bugs Bunny. Yeah. Did the mafia put a severed horse in Edgar Wright's bed to make him hire the writer? The script is so bad, I felt like I dreamed it after eating something unpleasant. Yep. The mob was behind the hiring of the screenwriter for this. That's exactly it.
We hear you want to make this movie, Edgar. You're going to hire our screenwriter for it.
Yeah.
Knuckles,
bring in the screenwriter.
That's right. Iron Balls McGinty, bring him here.
Go get him, Rocco.
That's right. I wrote a script, boss.
Gotta finish these noodles first.
Right. Go get me more noodles. Noodles sounds like a mobster's name.
Yes, yeah. I gotta finish up with noodles and my noodles.
Right, it's true. I'm still looking for men in floorboard.
It's there. Just keep looking.
I know. I'm being strategic.
My other 2 out of 10 left in November of 2021 by Yvette Langbridge with the subject line, "Just watch the first 15 minutes. I would have given this heap of rubbish 0, but for the first few minutes. Edgar Wright has obviously watched Roman Polanski's Repulsion far too many times and is somewhat obsessed with Sharon Tate. Back to film school, Eddie."
Eddie.
Sure. I'm sure all of Edgar Wright's friends call him Eddie.
Why wouldn't you?
Actually, wouldn't it be Edgy?
Edgy, I think so.
Yeah, because Eddie's short for Edward, so I think Edgy would be short for Edgar.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the playful version of Edgar is Edgy.
Edgy.
So those are my outside insights.
Those are good ones.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, folks, it's that point in the show you've all been waiting for. The Let's Talk About Flicks signature segment, the 3-2-1, in which Oz and I each share 3 goods, 2 bads, and 1 about this week's movie, Last Night in Soho. Oz, what are your 3 goods?
Oh, I've mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again. Edgar Wright's use of music. He really goes hard with the 60s style soundtrack. Yeah. Some of the songs being from the 60s, some of the songs being recreated as if they were from the 60s, which was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So Edgar Wright's use of music, something he's been very good at from the jump.
Yes.
I also mentioned this earlier, that first dance scene with Jack Ellie and Sandie.
Yeah, that was one of my possibilities too.
Was very impressive. Just a cinematic feat, and I'm glad there wasn't any plot going on at the time. Yeah. Edgar Wright is a very, very stylistic director, and I'm all here for it. But kind of like when we were talking Bears pregame, or pre-show, like sometimes some directors can get a little too cute, and it takes away from the storytelling. And I'm glad that Edgar Wright really didn't get too cute in this one. Sometimes it warrants it, like Scott Pilgrim warrants being too cute, but that's part of the charm of the movie.
It's supposed to be over the top.
Yeah. Whereas there were a few times early on, especially with that first scene where we're seeing a lot of Ellie and Sandie in every reflective surface possible. Yeah. That I was like this could get really distracting from the story if I'm constantly looking all over the screen to find a reflection. He got that out of the way early and really didn't come back to it too often, which was nice. But this first dance scene with Jack, Ellie, and Sandie was pretty fun to watch. And my third was the twist. To be honest, I didn't see it coming. I really didn't see it coming until she sat down. Now, once she went into Miss Collins's room and Miss Collins had her sit down, I saw it coming as soon as she got her the tea. I'm like, I bet she poisoned the tea. Like, but part of that was because I knew the runtime was getting long, and I'm like, this movie's got to wrap up something. And so, but otherwise, that twist was pretty solid, so I was happy with that.
Yeah.
So those are my three goods. What do you got?
For my three goods, I'm going to start with, I know this film, from an acting standpoint, Anya Taylor-Joy really got a lot of attention for it. And she was really good. I thought Thomasin McKenzie was excellent in this movie.
Yeah, I took her performance out of my goods to make room for the dance.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's my first good. Just what an acting job by Thomasin McKenzie. The way, it's just, some of the hallucinating scenes, like just the sheer like terror that she was able to just Thomasin McKenzie. She's my first good.
She did a great job.
Performance. My second good is that this movie took some guts to make. This is a genre, like a subgenre of horror that people aren't exactly clamoring for these days.
Right.
And to come from an established director like Edgar Wright, kudos to him, his co-writer for this, to make a movie that's gonna subvert some genres, harken back to the 70s in some ways, and use a script that and here's slightly previewing one of my bads, that some people aren't going to react well to.
Right.
And my third good is just John. And he doesn't have a big role in the movie, and you could argue that just the existence of John could be a bad, just because he's really just there to react to things.
Jacosta's the same way.
But I so appreciated just how genuinely nice John was.
Very sweet man. Very sweet.
Just like he was attracted to Ellie, and the film lets you know that, and that's okay. Yeah. But he never forced himself. There was always consent. He recognized when she was hallucinating and did everything he could to keep her safe and be a comfort for her. And he tried to meet her where she was, as opposed to force her in any way, physically, emotionally. So I really appreciated John the man.
I like Edgar Wright's choice of the only good guy in this movie is the non-white one. I love that.
Yes. Yeah. There's also that too.
I don't know if that was necessarily intentional, but I like it.
Whether it was or whether it wasn't.
Still a choice. And I'm here for it.
Yeah. There's a lot of bad white people out there. And So just John's a good guy.
Yeah.
Way to go, John. Keep being a good guy.
Yeah.
So Oz, what are your two bads?
I mentioned it earlier, and I couldn't find a lot of bads in this one. Like, it's just, it was a fun movie.
Same. Yeah.
But like I kind of mentioned earlier, there were times where the camera tricks were borderline overshadowing the plot of like, look at all the cool stuff we can do, which is fine. And I'm not talking about like the Dementors or even the scene in the library where she almost stabbed that woman in the face.
Yeah.
I'm just talking like some of that, like, especially the parallels with the 60s when she's back in her dreams of making sure we've got so many reflective surfaces so that we could show that our actresses are really in sync with each other. And it's like, it was fine. It really was fine. But it's like, okay, I get it. Ellie and Sandie are marrying each other. I get it. Like, I don't need to see them in yet another reflective surface.
Yeah.
I get it. And so that's my first one. And my second, to kind of go with your John and Jocasta, there were just some plot threads introduced that just didn't go anywhere. Like they were just there almost in some ways. It's like we almost gave too much screen time to just plot devices.
Sure.
Grandma, I understood, but it's like we see mom in the mirror recurring. We have a whole slight backstory for mom as the inspiration, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's that really, it just was, we introduced to show that Ellie's got some mental instability. That really was it. But there was a lot of mom showing for just that purpose. Jocasta's character, I thought was going to be a much bigger deal the way she was introduced.
Yeah.
And then as soon as Ellie moved out, didn't matter.
Yeah. Like you saw her every 20 minutes, you saw 15 seconds of her just to be someone who gets under, gets under Ellie's skin.
Yeah. But it's like we gave her presence, we gave her a name, we gave her a stance, and then for what? John too, again, there to be part of Ellie's blight, but at the same time, it was really just there.
Yeah. I wonder how much of those characters got edited out.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's kind of like some of the criticism of the new Fantastic Four movie. Like it's just that movie, and I like it more than I don't, but it's kind of a speed run.
Okay.
And there was a lot, you could tell there was a lot of things that they shot that got left on chopped. The floor. Yeah.
So that's my second bad, is just some pieces that when introduced I thought were going to be a bigger deal that ended up not being a big deal. So, or as big a deal as I thought they would be. So those are my two bads. What do you got?
My first bad, and this is a really easy kind of low hanging fruit one. Jocasta's a terrible person.
Yeah, she's awful.
Just people like Jocasta, where everything's a competition, where she's very histrionic in some ways. Yet, like the moment, you thought they were going to connect over tragedies in their past, and Ellie mentions that her mom died by suicide, and how hard that was, and Jocasta just jumped, and this is with a couple other people present. I think it would have been different if it was just the two of them, but they had an audience there of the other roommates or the other floor mates at the dorm, and Jocasta just comes right back. Well, my great uncle also committed suicide, and that was really hard for me.
Yeah, I know exactly how she feels.
You know exactly how it feels.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, your great uncle versus her mother.
Yeah.
So just the hyper competitive, histrionic nature of the Jocasta character. Yeah. And then my second bad is just men who don't get this movie. Edgar Wright's co-screenwriter was female, and
still is.
To our knowledge, 5 years after this movie has been released, still is and identifies as female. I don't know that for sure.
Right.
Without looking into it a little further, reaching out, contacting his, her, or their people.
Yeah.
But it likely still is and identifies as female. So yes, that's.
Sorry.
No.
Speaking of guys that just don't get it.
Yeah. No. I deserve that. I walked right into that one. But this is one of those movies. Yet, as I was looking for my outside insights, there was a lot of, and I ended up going with two bads. Or it was two out of tens, I should say. And there was a lot of the last 15 minutes, this movie ruined it for me. Like plot twist ruined it for me.
Yeah.
And it's, of course, it's all either explicitly male or written in kind of a male voice. Yeah. Like Oz, you and I will never fully be able to understand what it's like to be a female sought after by men.
Right.
God,
I don't even know what it's like to be a male sought after by women.
There's that too. But there was a sequence in the first dream sequence where Jack confronts an older gentleman who was catcalling and wouldn't leave Sandie alone, and then a couple dream sequences later, Jack and that guy are at the bar, kind of slapping each other on the shoulder, and they're just predators. Just male predators, and I'm struggling to really find the right words to this, and coming from a perspective that isn't natural for me, I guess, but just be better, men.
It's sad to watch everything up to the last 15 minutes and be like, I love this movie. Oh, she avenged herself. she fought back against the men. Oh, well,
yeah, she didn't just lie there and take it.
Well, clearly, if she's in that line of work, I mean, she was looking for it. Yeah,
like you said, you got to start somewhere.
Right. Yeah,
I'm somewhere.
It's pretty sad that it's like, pff, yeah, she should just be happy she's getting anything. Like,
yeah, just so gross.
Absolutely, I agree, 100%. Like, it's I was glad, even though the end of this was horror, I didn't mind Ellie and Miss Collins, like, their moment.
Mm-hmm.
Where she's like, no. Like, yeah, you did some terrible things, but I get it. Like, I don't fault you for what you did.
Yeah.
And for her, and for Sandie, it was almost like, finally, somebody gets it.
Somebody validates me.
Yeah.
My experiences.
Other than the guys that I literally gave it to in the throat and then, like,
yeah,
but it's like, yeah, they were out for their own reward, despite the impact it would have on anyone else. And Ellie's like, look, get it.
Yeah. So those are my two bads. Wasn't very eloquent in how I expressed them, but
that's fair though.
Yeah. Oz, what's your
So why does Ellie see ghosts? Like, that's the only I had that pretty much the whole time. Like, the mom thing I got. I could wrap my head around that one a little bit. Like, you knew your mom, that was trauma. I get that. But it's like, that to me, you weren't seeing a ghost. When you saw your mom in the mirror, you weren't seeing a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, because it's not like you saw her anywhere else. You didn't interact with her. You just saw I get that.
Not high-fiving her as you walk down the street.
Right. But when you fall asleep in your apartment and then have this super vivid linear, like, attachment dream to somebody from the 60s. And then suddenly you're seeing I'm like, I understand it's a horror film, but it's just like, I think Ellie seeing her mom and Ellie seeing everything that was happening to Sandie aren't the same in my mind.
Yeah, they're not causal.
Yeah, like, they didn't line up for me. So my was, so why does Ellie see ghosts?
Yeah.
Like that, I almost had it in my bads, but I couldn't figure out a way to really frame it. But like, what was the trigger for the Ellie Sandie stuff?
Yeah.
That didn't make a lot of sense to me.
Like, susceptible to the supernatural?
But again, seeing her mom in the mirror and supernatural.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't a ghost. It was just, she saw her mom. And again, I don't know. It's not, it didn't detract from the movie, but I had to find something, and that was my It's like, so why?
Yeah.
Why? So, because Ellie finally saw them when she came back up when the building goes on fire. Like, that's, but I didn't, why does Ellie see ghosts?
Sure.
I've had better but whatever.
No, I get it. Yeah. This movie. Yeah.
There was no lead in as to why she was transported back to the 60s, other than she loved the 60s. Like, that that was the one piece of the movie, if I said I struggled with, that I really had to just, like, suspend my belief for. It was like, so she went to bed and suddenly is back in the 60s with this other lady? Like, she the first person to have these flashbacks? Like, it was, I guess, just too in line to, like, hi, I'm Ellie, and I love the 60s. Oh, cool. Here's my dream sequence back to the exact era. Yeah. If anything, Ellie found out through her dreams, 60s weren't always great.
Like, it wasn't as good as it looks like. Yeah.
Wasn't as great as you thought. So, but that's my
dark, seedy underbelly.
Right. That's Soho. So what's your
my is, how did Ellie sober up after Sandie poisoned her at the end? Like, she's on the verge of passing out, and, like, Ellie's doing everything she can to stay conscious, and then she's fully conscious and fully aware.
I think it was the power of 10 pages of script left.
Is that what that was?
I think so.
That was like the power of adrenaline. Just shove that poison out of there. You get out of here, poison. You get. GIT, get.
Not now. Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah,
that's a very
just like she sobered up really fast.
Yeah, it's like Tinactin.
It's tough acting.
That's right. That's a very valid, that.
I mean, the movie needed her too. I understand,
right?
But yeah,
boy, that would have really that wouldn't have been a terrible ending either, though. Like she poisons Ellie, and John comes, she kills John, and then she just goes back to just living her life.
They end up in the walls and floorboards.
Hides him upstairs. Like I wouldn't have been upset with that. The big twist being like, holy crap.
Yeah.
That was Sandie the whole time. But still getting those flashbacks of murder. So otherwise it wouldn't have made.
Got to leave it open for the sequel.
Yeah.
Laster night in Soho.
Tomorrow night in Soho.
Next week in Soho.
Right. 28 weeks later in Soho.
Last night in Soho. The Bone Temple. You beat me to the Bone Temple.
Last night in the Bone Temple.
Last night of the Bone Temple. That would be a fun crossover.
That would be a fun crossover. Yeah. Edgar Wright and Danny Boyle bring you
last night in
the Bone Temple.
Just
that's
Anya
actually
Taylor-Joy
I think that's what Sandie called her attic apartment.
Oh,
well, it's because of all the people she killed.
Yes, because those bones. Okay,
yeah, it's all the people she killed.
Yeah, it's a lot of bones in the walls. Yeah,
it's the only reason why.
Yeah. Well, we got one more week of last movie month.
Yes, it's the last movie for the last month of the year
as we close out 2025. A movie that neither of us have seen.
Nope. Brand new to me. It's a new film. It's a new film.
A new film from 1971.
Well, it's a new film for us because we haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm. Peter Bogdanovich's The Last Picture Show. Mm-hmm. A movie that I feel like I should have seen, but I'm also at a point where I'm trying not to should myself about stuff like, I should have seen this movie, but
yeah. Oh well, I don't should it. Like, have I heard of it? Sure. Have I looked up to see what it's about? Yeah. Is it good? I'm sure it is. Doesn't mean I've seen it.
Yeah, it better include people drawing pictures at some point.
Yeah, and showing them off.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm assuming that's what this movie is about.
Yeah. It's probably the last day of camp.
It's probably the last day of camp.
This movie is probably what happens in Molly Shannon's art class. The last day of camp firewood.
It's what happens. Yeah, right before Ronald von Kleidenstein comes to pick her up. Yeah.
All right, guys, line up. It's the Last Picture Show.
It's the Last Picture Show. Let's see your best work.
It's fair.
Yeah, it's got an 8.0 on IMDb.
That's solid.
Yeah, a lot of future those people actors: Jeff Bridges, Sybil Shepherd, Cloris Leachman, Eileen Brennan, Ellen Burstyn.
Ooh, Eileen Brennan from Clue.
Eileen Brennan, yeah. Randy Quaid.
Yeah.
Timothy Bottoms.
Yeah. Catch them all early.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people in this movie.
1971.
Yeah.
Made a lot of money. 29 million. Clue Gulager?
That name is familiar. Clue.
Oh, yeah. You made a reference to Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Clue Gulager is the dad in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2.
Also
one of my top 5 favorites, Return of the Living Dead.
Mm-hmm. That's where the name is familiar. Yeah. I'm sure we've seen that movie, Return of the Living Dead, enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love me some Clue Gulager.
Yeah, and that of course will be our connective if you want more.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that'll be our connective.
Want more Clue Gulager?
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of folks in this movie.
Yeah, he's had quite the career too. Clue Gulager. He was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. 1 year after Children of the Corn Runaway. So, boy, talk about a step up.
He just passed a couple years ago. He almost made it to 100.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Clue Gulager to me is like, in some ways, kind of like Michael Parks.
Sure.
He's that real, you're going to get a good performance out of him. He's just solid character actor.
Yeah. Son number one.
Yeah, he'll say yes to just about anyone. He's not as cool as Michael Parks.
No.
He's still there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It's been a while since I've watched like a should movie.
Yeah. Almost
I
2
watched
hours.
Dead Heat. I watched Dead Heat with Joe Piscopo yesterday. So
I mean, you got it in your fine acting performance there.
Yeah. Take a step down for this one.
Step down from Joe Piscopo to Jeff Bridges.
I hope there's half as many squibs in this movie as there is in Dead Heat. Big squibs too. Like everyone's getting shot up in that one.
Some gushers.
Well, it's all right. I know we're talking Last Picture Show. Real quick recap on Dead Heat. Somebody is bringing the dead back to commit crimes.
Okay.
And we find this out because Treat Williams and Joe Piscopo are police partners, detective partners. They come across the jewelry heist where when the jewel thieves come out, the cops are all there. They open fire and they shoot these two hundreds of times, and they just don't go down.
Yeah.
We'll come to find out they're already dead.
That explains.
So somebody's reanimating these corpses, and Treat Williams ends up getting killed, and so they reanimate his body so that they could solve the murders. Okay. Right. But of course, he's got like 12 because we got exposition. We have
like it takes one to know one.
Kinda. Well, not really as much as it's like, you're our best detective, so we'll bring you back using the same technology, and you have 12 hours because we have doctor exposition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You have 12 hours to get behind this before your body decomposes. My favorite part, Treat Williams, his name in the movie, Roger Mortis. Yeah.
It's like a dead James Bond.
Exactly. So, but there's one real fun scene where they infiltrate the headquarters of the crime lord or whatever. And Treat Williams at this point, his body's decomposing, his face is all jacked up. Everybody's got an automatic machine gun. Everybody. Well, he comes across a henchman who also has been reanimated. So it's this fun scene where the two of them are standing like 4 feet apart with automatic machine guns, just
pumping each other full of bullets,
unloading on each other. It's just stupid fun because it's so self-aware that because they're both dead, neither one of them are going to die. They're just unloading the entire banana clip on each other from 4 or 5 feet away.
Yeah,
it's just. And you watch the whole thing. It's just kind of fun. It's like 20 seconds of these guys just shooting each other and nobody getting hurt. So
we got to work this one in.
Oh, it's stupid fun for sure.
Yeah.
Super. Yeah. We'll figure out a way to get it in there. So maybe bad SNL cast member movies.
Yeah. Or dead movies.
There we go. I like dead movies. That'll work. But but the Last Picture Show, it's pretty much Dead Heat.
Yeah.
Just filmed.
Same thing.
17 years prior.
Set in the same universe.
Yeah. There is a Sybil Shepherd resembling actress in. She's got some Helen Hunt look to her a little bit too.
Okay.
But no, Last Picture Show for next week. That wraps up 2025, folks.
Yes, that will.
Which means we kick off next year's first theme next month or next week as well. Social media.
Do.
Go ahead.
No, I was just reminding myself what it was as I look at our list.
Yeah,
here.
I'll have to look as well. Social media wise, you guys can find us on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube if you want to watch it. But first and foremost, just go to the website. Let's talk about Flix.com. That's where you can catch all the episodes. You could read the subtitles, which is our blog and review page that we've got. Just added a random movie generator to the site as well. I was having
some fun with that too. The other day.
It's just blind fun. You're in the mood to look for something, you're not sure what you want to watch, go to the random movie generator. Up in the menu bar, just click find a flick, and you can categorize by year or genre or whatever, and it'll even tell you where it's streaming, give you Rotten Tomato Letterboxd review links. Check it out on the website. Let's talk about Flix.com. So for one last hurrah for this week, next week, Last Picture Show, and for another episode of Let's Talk About Flix, I'm Oz.
I'm Curtis.
And we'll see you guys next week.